Good morning and happy Tuesday. It's actually the start of the reading vlog today. I just, last week I burnt myself out a little bit. I don't think it was last week that I burnt myself out. I think just last week I was a little bit burnt out and I'm behind on some things, and then yesterday just wasn't a great day mentally, and so I just didn't start the vlog. But I'm starting the vlog today. It's Tuesday, I have the day off, and we're gonna have a good day. I did let myself sleep a little later than I normally would have liked to sleep on my day off because it impacts how much I can do in a day off. But my body really needed this sleep, and it was important to listen to my body. So that's what I did. Today, Max has an appointment that I have to bring him to this afternoon. So I have a couple hours before I have to leave to go pick him up and bring him to that appointment. What am I doing right now? Oh, right now I'm editing some reviews on Goodreads and Storygraph so I can post a review on NetGalley for Change of Heart because as you saw in last week's vlog, I did finish Change of Heart and it was absolutely perfect. I know I could just I did talk about it in last week's vlog, but I'm thinking about it now, and so I just need you to know that it was amazing. It definitely will be on my, spoiler, it's gonna be on my top 10 of the year. I just loved it so, so much. But we are supposed to be talking about the books that I'm going to be reading this week. So without further ado, let me grab them. So I have 3 books that I would like to read this week before the end of February. Before the end of January. It is not February yet. I probably was thinking before the start of February and the end of January, and just you get what happened. So I want to read Stephanie Garber's Finale, which is the final book in the Caraval series. My goal this year is to complete some of the series that I've started and haven't finished. So that is like a top goal for me for this month. Next we have The Ride of Her Life by Jennifer Dugan. This is a cowboy adjacent romance novel, and it's Sapphic. So I'm really hoping that it lives up to all the other cowboy romances that I've read, because I would really love to see some more Sapphic cowboy romances, but I haven't quite found them yet. So I'm still, if you have recommendations, leave them below. And then I have The Favorites, oh my god, by Lane Fargo. I'm very excited for this one. It gives me Daisy Jones and the Six meets Wuthering Heights meets ice skating vibes, and I've heard absolutely incredible things about this. I think this is the one I'm going to start with, and we'll see, because I do think I read a little bit of it already, and I think that I'll fly through it just because of the way that it's written. But those are the plans. I'm going to write those reviews. I'm going to spend some time this morning before I have to go editing some vlogs so I can get caught up. And yeah, we are doing a reset today. We're just doing our best to get some things together so that I can leave the kind of malaise that I was feeling towards the end of last week behind and move forward and have a good February. So that being said, welcome to the vlog, and I hope you enjoy. Bye. Hi friends, it is Wednesday. I just got out of work and I'm doing a quick update before I forget when I get home. Yesterday I was determined to have a good day, and then because I live in America, a good day just wasn't gonna happen. It was a rough day. So today I did some retail therapy shopping when I got out of work. So let me show you what I got. So first I got Fragile Sanctuary, which I think is like a romantic suspense. my friend Veronica, who works with me, said it was really good, so I bought it. And then next I got Pucked by Helena Hunting. I don't know anything really about this. I just know that for one of I'm in like this Swifties book club, and we're doing a readathon in February, and one of the prompts is to read a book with the same initials as you. I did buy a vampire one by Helen Hart yesterday, but I wanted to have, and when I saw this, I decided I wanted to have options just in case I didn't like that one. So now I have options. And then I bought Beneath the Stars by Emily McIntyre. This is the same woman who wrote the Hooked series, like the Peter Pan Disney retellings. But those aren't really my vibe. I've not been interested in reading those, but I've been wanting to try her out because she's so popular, so I'm gonna see if I like this one. And then, I picked up Charlotte, one of these, the Storyteller's Workbook, which I bought one of, I think last year. I can't remember if it was this year or last year, but I have one. So now Charlotte has one. And I am going to be on my way home. It is Lunar New Year. So I think the plan is to get some Chinese food tonight to celebrate. And I also, let me put all these things back. I also did make quite a bit of progress in the favorites today. I am 101 pages in. And oh my god, I'm obsessed. It is giving like a mix of Daisy Jones and the Six and Evelyn Hugo by Taylor Jenkins Reid combined with Wuthering Heights, because it is a Wuthering Heights kind of, I don't know if it's like a retelling, but it's Wuthering Heights. And if you love Wuthering Heights, then you'll be able to see the, like the inspirations from it. But at the same time, I don't think you need to know or love Wuthering Heights to appreciate the favorites, but it's so good. And I'll talk more about it when I'm not in my car, because I do want to get home, but I just was like, oh my god, I'm gonna forget to do any kind of update today. So that's my update. I also did some updating to my settings of the camera. I watched some videos and I did some updates to the settings, and I'm hoping that they're good. I hope that they're good updates. So hopefully this clip is usable. We'll find out. But anyway, yeah, I'm gonna get headed home, and I'll check in hopefully later. Hey, so it is another late night update, and I'm actually getting ready to sleep on the couch because Charlotte is not feeling well and I can't afford to get sick. So I figured now would be a good time to do a quick update because I have read quite a bit in the favorites. We're now on page 274, and I don't think I've given much of a description about what this book is about. So essentially we have our main girl, Kat Shaw. She has always wanted to be an ice dancer at the Olympics, and she enlists Heath Rocha to be her dance partner like when they're kids. And something happens and they stop dancing, and it's like a scandal. It rocks the ice dancing world. And then 10 years later, there's an unauthorized documentary that's happening, and she decides that it's her time to tell her story. And the story is told basically mostly from Kat Shaw's perspective, obviously to the producer or the interviewer, whoever's doing the documentary, and then it's interspliced with like interviews from other ice dancers, coaches, people in the industry, etc., and then also with descriptions of like videos or photos that would be shown in the documentary as well. It's very Wuthering Heights meets Daisy Jones and the Six meets Evelyn Hugo and the Seven Husbands of Evelyn Hugo, and like ice dancing. It's so good. I am enjoying it so much. I switched to the audio book so that I could listen to it on the way to work and on the way home, so I didn't have to stop reading it. Because I'm like so obsessed with it. Also, the tension and anxiety, like the tension within the book between Kat and Heath and like everything that's going on between them had me so worked up. I thought I was going to throw up. Like I truly like felt ill, like I was going to throw up. I was like feeling every moment of it. And like while I was at work, I was reading on my breaks, and it was like one of my coworkers was kind of laughing with me, not at me, because I would like turn a page and I would read and I would go and then I would turn another page and I would go and it was kind of funny. But anyway, that's my update. I am gonna get cozy and I'm gonna read until I fall asleep. So hey, for me and Augie and Midnight, if you can see her. It's almost 1 in the morning, so it's technically Friday now. But I just finished the favorites, and overall I loved the book. I wanted to give it a 5-star because up until like the end, not necessarily up until the end, but like very close to the end, I was absolutely loving it. Like everything was so perfect. Everything was happening exactly how I wanted it to happen. And then there's a particular plot point and a particular twist that I did not like, that I personally felt was unnecessary. And just like, I didn't like it. And I'm really bummed by that because I was really thinking that this was going to be a 5-star read for me. I was really thinking that this was going to be a perfect read, because like that's the vibes that I was getting all the way up until the end. But this particular plot point, I did not like it. I did not like it at all. I'm not going to go into it because it's spoilers, and it's probably like a minor thing for like a lot of people, and probably just adds to the drama and like the messiness of it all. But I didn't like it. And so it kind of knocked it down a 0.5-star for me. Otherwise, I loved it, but I felt like this particular plot point could have not been included, and it would have been fine. I have not heard, like most people that I've seen talk about this book have been absolutely raving about it. And I totally see why, because like up until this moment, it was like perfect. Anyway, spoilers in case you want to know. I personally felt that the pregnancy with Bella and Heath could have not been included. especially since we go on to learn that Heath and Kat continue to have kind of this on and off again relationship. And while I understand that Heath and Bella are very good co-parents and very strong co-parents, the messiness of Kat and Heath would be detrimental to a child to see, and it's just upsetting that now that there's a child involved, Kat and Heath couldn't figure their shit out or just be done with each other for good. So it just, I could have gone without that plot point. And that might be just me as a parent not wanting a child to have to be in that kind of environment. But it is what it is. I didn't like it. So unfortunately, I'm knocking it a half a star. But now it's time to go to bed. I feel a little guilty that the cats are out here with me and not in bed with Charlotte since she's sick, but I don't control them. So I'm gonna get cozy, I'm gonna turn off the lights, and then I'm gonna go to bed, and I'll see you in the morning. It is Sunday evening. It's like 7 p.m. I haven't checked in the last few days because I was sick. I woke up with whatever Charlotte had on Friday, I think, and so Friday and Saturday was really just chill days where I pretty much slept all day. I did manage to read The Ride of Her Life by Jennifer Dugan. I finished it today. I had been hoping that I would finish it before the end of January, but what with getting sick and taking naps and binge watching Criminal Minds, I didn't finish it, but I finished it today and I really enjoyed it. This is kind of like a cowboy romance, cowboy adjacent Sapphic romance. Our main girl is Molly. Her life is falling apart, and when her aunt dies and leaves her farm, she has to decide whether she's going to sell it, whether she's going to keep it, whether she's going to go back to her quote-unquote real life, or if the life that she's building at this farm is what she really wants. She seems to be getting along with almost everyone at the barn except for Shawnee. Shawnee is a farrier who works at the barn. She was very close with Molly's estranged aunt, and she kind of expected the barn to be left to her, and so at first she's very upset and jealous that the barn didn't get left to her. And they kind of have this enemies to lovers, but I wouldn't necessarily call it enemies to lovers, but it's definitely like Grumpy Sunshine kind of romance. It was really cute. I really liked it. There was a little bit of rodeo thrown in there along with like other styles of horse riding and the other kinds of shows that are done for horse riding, and it was just very cute. I liked how it ended. Yeah, I don't have too much to say other than I really liked it. So if you like cowboy romance and you like sapphic romances, I would highly recommend. I think I'm gonna go with like a 4-star read, because I didn't have like a 5-star feeling, but I wouldn't say like it's a 4.5 because that feels like it's leaning very close to like a 5. I think it was really good. I really had a good time. There were some things that I wish had been a little bit more fleshed out, especially between some of the side characters and their relationships with our main characters. But other than that, I really enjoyed it, so I'm giving it a 4. I am home for the night, so is Max, and I don't know what our plan is tonight, but I don't know if I'm going to start another book or just wait till tomorrow and the start of the new vlog to decide what I'm going to read. I did pick my February TBR, but I'll probably just show that to you tomorrow or next week in next week's vlog. I do have editing to do. My plan had been to edit on Friday, but I was just like down for the count, so I didn't get it done. So I might try and edit a vlog tonight, but I don't know. So I'll keep you posted, and maybe I'll see you later, or you'll just see Editing Hannah to do a quick reading wrap up. So hello, it is I, Editing Hannah, come in to do a reading wrap up. I read 2 books this week, The Favorites and The Ride of Her Life. I don't have The Favorites to hold up to show you because past Hannah lent it to my mom to read and we don't have it back yet. But I did give that one a 4.5-star rating. I did hem and haw afterwards whether I was gonna bring it down to a 4 or if I was gonna stick with a 4.5. Ultimately, I am gonna stick with the 4.5. I still have an issue with the things that I talked about within the vlog, but ultimately I did really like it. It was fun, it was unputdownable. I would highly recommend it to anyone who kind of likes that Daisy Jones and the Six vibe, or like Seven Husbands of Evelyn Hugo. I would also recommend it to anyone who really likes the Tessa and Scott Moulin Rouge routine. If you know, you know. It was really fun. Also, if you like Wuthering Heights, there were a lot of references to Wuthering Heights, but I still stand by the fact that I don't think you need to know or even love Wuthering Heights to appreciate it. There are definitely things that stick out as like, this is from Wuthering Heights, and then you can see like kind of a variation on what happened. But ultimately, it was really fun and I really enjoyed it. I just could have gone without one particular plot line or how it was handled in the book. So if it had been in the book and handled just a different way, I think I would have been okay with it. But I didn't like how it was handled. So 4.5 stars. And then next we have The Ride of Her Life. I really liked this. I thought it was fun. I thought it was a perfect mix of like kind of steamy and romantic and fun. Really enjoyable. The one thing I didn't like was how long it took our main character to realize what she could do with this space. Like, it was just so obvious to me, the reader, and it seemed weird to me that it wouldn't have been super obvious to her or to any of the people that claim to love her. I also didn't like that, like, the people at the barn and the little found family that she had created at the barn were like all the good guys, and then like all the people from the city were like the bad guys, if you know what I mean. Like, I just don't know if I like how that was handled, like the friendships and the relationships she had from the city before coming to the barn versus the relationships that she created once she got to the barn. But that might just be me being super critical. But I am sticking with a 4-star rating for that as well. But ultimately a 4 and a 4.5 star rating. That's not bad for a week of reading. And thanks so much for watching, and I will see you in the next one. Bye!